So anyway, dude, I texted you just a few minutes ago. I was like, "Hey, I'll call you in 5 minutes." Well, then I went to get coffee, and these two guys came to the door, Jehovah Witness, and so I didn't, I talked to him for a couple minutes. I didn't want to be rude, so I was like, "Hey, I gotta go." So, what part of the country are you in? What state are you in?
Florida.
Florida. Okay,
Yep.
that's cool. Have you ever had Jehovah Witness come to your house?
No,
No.
no.
Yeah, we get them probably, we've been here 15 years. We've had maybe less than 10 times, but close to it. And the funny thing is, we're not, the street we live on, we're not in a, like a neighborhood setup, Like
Mhm.
it's kind of considered a back road. And so the houses are spread apart more. Um, there's no sidewalks, there's a ditch. There's no curbs on the side of the road. So there's ditches on the side of the road. Like it's not easy to, go from house to house.
Mhm.
Uh, so we never get solicitors. I think I've gotten, you know, um, oh, what do we have? Maybe 5 times. One was like a roof, somebody checking on the roof kind of thing. Somebody was selling security cameras. This is years ago before the Ring doorbell thing came out. So yeah, so we don't get very many. So as soon as I texted you and I walked out to get my coffee, doorbell rang, and I was like, "Oh, it's probably UPS." And then I could hear a couple guys talking out there. I'm like, "Oh, somebody's here." Like what? Okay, talking about God for a minute, I guess.
Yeah,
Hell yeah. So what's up, dude? So what's your call sign? Lucky, right?
yeah. It's Lucky. It's on Instagram, Lucky7. So, but everyone's
Okay,
a team or whatever, and I'm like, no, no, just Lucky7.
gotcha. How'd you get that?
Well, my name Matthew. It's 7 letters. My last name's Gluszewski. It's the G is the seventh letter, and I've actually won many giveaways with like the lucky roll of seven. So I was like, hey,
Oh, that's cool. Okay. So you really are lucky. Hell yeah.
I'm blessed.
if uh if I ever I'm not a big gambler, but if I ever go to Vegas again, I'm gonna take you with me.
I like the sounds of that.
Oh yeah. So so you're in Florida. Um you are an airsofter. Now do
Yep.
you play outdoor mostly or indoor?
When I first started, I was outdoor, like Milsim. I was big on that. And then the Legion Airsoft Academy opened up down in Longwood, Florida. I was like, I'm gonna try it. Best thing I've done. It's amazing. I love indoors, speed QB, all of it. So I'm big into that now.
Okay. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, the I've been talking with a lot of speed softers lately, you know. So the big tournaments are coming up from the NSL, and all these guys are getting geared up for that. But so Florida, I'm trying to think of who I've actually. I don't think I've ever talked to anyone in Florida that's like a speed softer. Um, yeah, just outdoor, milsim guys.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Talk with down there, because down in Florida, you guys have well, in Miami, there's the tryhards. I'm not sure if you follow them on Instagram. If you
No.
look them up, tryhards is airsoft team down in Florida. They're pretty they're big into the milsim stuff. They do a lot of milsim events. And then admin airsoft, he's also in Florida. He used to live in Texas. He moved to Florida, and he was part of a team called Ghost Frogs. So if you look up admin airsoft, he's I'm not sure what area you're in, but he's out. He's in Florida as well.
Hmm.
Hell yeah. So what got you into airsoft?
Uh, Paintball actually. I did
Nice.
for a little while, and I was watching a bunch of YouTube videos, like Barker paintball and stuff. And I found like just Milsim airsoft. I was like, that is cool because I've done like RTC for a high school and stuff. So I was like, I like the realism, I guess you could say. So I was like, let me try it out, and it started from there. Just big rabbit hole down the drain, you know.
So what'd you do in high school? RDC, what's that?
RTC, it's like military.
Oh, ROTC, yeah.
Yeah,
I gotcha. Oh, okay, yeah, yeah. So you got into the military, like uniforms and gear and all
yeah,
that kind of shit. It's fun to dress up like that, man. I
yeah.
if I would go out and play airsoft, it is now I've gone to, some mil sims, but just as press, got a press
Yeah.
pass to take pictures and shit. It is fun wearing like a plate carrier or, that kind of thing, like gearing up that way. It is fun doing that.
Mhm.
Um, but if I were to go play like a mil sim, honestly, I don't think I would run the lightest gear ever. Like I wouldn't even wear shit. Okay. I'll stick the magazines in my pocket or something because, um, you know, I spent 4 years in the military. So I've already carried all this heavy shit, run around with it. Now it was years and years ago, but still, I think I would just run the lightest thing. Actually, I really like the indoor,
Mhm.
the speed soft stuff, the CQB. I probably do a lot of that.
Yeah, yeah. So you've never played airsoft?
Correct.
Why?
Yeah. So the way this channel started and the way this I got into this, two of my sons are in their
Mhm.
20s. They started playing like almost 4 years ago, and they them and their friend that they knew from high school started playing. I was paralyzed for a while
Mhm.
with an illness and like a freak. It's not a freak accident, but it's an illness that a lot of people haven't heard of, Guillain-Barré syndrome, and so totally healthy, and then within a few days of your first symptom, you're in a wheelchair, like you can't walk, you can't, and that lasts a long time. So coming out of that, I started this channel. I was like, hey, let me be involved in what you're doing. Let me film all this airsoft stuff. And I was really attracted to the guns
Yeah.
because, I was an old school paintballer and paintball back then, didn't have replica guns. So they look like paintball guns.
Mhm.
And so when they showed me all this stuff, I was like, man, this is cool as hell. So, and then once that started, I was really drawn into interacting with all the airsoft community. Um, and then honestly, over the last couple, it's been 3 years that I've been running the channel, and it's only been a year that I've been doing podcasts. And in the year that I've doing podcasts, I am just blown away at how broad airsoft is as a sport, as a hobby. It's just it blows my mind, like how many different ways you could go. If speedsoft indoor, CQB stuff is not for you, you can do outdoor. And if you don't like the full commitment of a mil sim, the 3 days, the $200 tickets, and all the costs and all that, and gearing up and all that stuff, you could just go do outdoor, like one day, or what do they call it, open play or skirmishes or whatever. Um, and there's all kind of different scenarios where it's not just team deathmatch. A lot of times you have objectives. There's so many different things you can do with it. If you want to spend, your life savings on, NVGs and fucking, play night games and stuff, people can do that too. You want to ride in a helicopter and shoot down like Airsoft Alphonse, and you've never been in the military, you want to try all that shit out. There's that too. Like it's just the broadest spectrum of a hobby I could think of. That how whatever level you want to get into, you can do, and so it's and then of course the sniping thing is a whole other thing. That's where a lot of people started watching videos on with Kicking Mustang and Novrich and Swamp Sniper and all those guys and Silo. It's yeah, so it's a huge there's a huge draw, and uh it kind of sucked me in as well. So I'm not spending a bunch of money, down the rabbit hole buying gear and guns and stuff, but doing this, like I'm all in. You know, I love meeting new airsofters. I love hearing their story, and how they got into it, and then what they're excited about. And usually it's, hey, what's the next big gun I'm going to get, you know, or gear.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? So, or the new, you know, the big thing now is AAPO1 because it's cheap, and
Mm.
then 3D print all these different parts for it, and it
Yeah.
looks badass, you know.
Uh-huh.
So that's so anyway, yeah, that's why. And right now, I could probably go play an airsoft game.
Hmm.
Physically, I could, you know, carry a pistol or something um, for a couple hours. But I still have a lot of, I'm not 100%. So I have a lot of leftover nerve damage from this thing. So uh, I don't get around too easily or too quickly. And, and then cycling like a bolt action or whatever is very difficult for my fingers. So, and I honestly, when I play paintball, I like running and gunning. I like the fast paced.
Oh yeah.
If I can't play airsoft that way, then I really don't want to go play. Like I don't want to go play and stand behind a tree all day, you know, trying to pick people off. Um, it wouldn't be fun for me. I like to move, you know, and so I don't want to go do it just to say, oh yeah, I played one time. It was boring as shit because I had to stand behind a tree. I couldn't walk, you know, but I don't want to. I don't want to do that. So I'll play when I'm ready, as far as when I can move a little quicker. But
Hmm.
yeah, so that's kind of the history of where we came from, and what, you know, how the well now it's been a year I've been talking with people on here, and I talk with everybody, man, like young people, you know, that are just getting started. I don't care. Like I'm
Yeah.
interested in all that. I don't give a shit. So yeah. So how long have you been how long you been into it?
Uh, Airsoft itself, I've been serious for maybe a year now.
Okay.
I've been talking to everyone, like Row Customs. I love his paint jobs and stuff. Talked to him,
Dude.
so I still need to get a paint job sometime for the dye mask for sure. But
Gotcha.
I seen he's doing like 12, 14 masks for the CIA Tampa for their
Yeah.
whole. Like, damn, let me see that. So
Right.
yeah, it's 6 months though for sure. But
Okay.
no, I started airsoft. First time I ever went was Raptor Airsoft Field. It's like 60 acres, whatever. Nice outdoors. Uh, the one thing I don't like about outdoors is like you have to walk back. Like you run all the way like a mile, and then you get shot. You got to walk all the way back. I like the fast pace in and out. So that's why I like indoors so much more.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. You'll have to definitely start if you're not already, start following some of these guys that are indoor players like that I've had on the podcast. HSA is a team.
Hmm.
They're spread out throughout the country. HSA, Houdini, I've had on here. Prudy, Akimbo. So these are guys that are, you know, speed softers. Team Nebula. I am Dylan. Mama Yaga. They're all on, and it's me Masher is her Instagram. So these are all speed softers that I've had on. If you go through some of the podcasts, you'll see some of these people I'm talking about. That's and they all most of them post, you know, videos and that kind of thing of their gameplay, of their gear, what they're running. Dylan does, you know, he builds like high kappas and, you know, like really good ones for the tournament play and all that. So a lot of these people, that's if you like the indoor stuff and the CQB type of play, the fast paced. Definitely check out some of those guys that I've had on, you know, had on here.
Yeah, yeah. No, I follow a bunch of them. Have you ever heard of DTP?
No, I
No.
don't think so.
Stationed in Tampa, I think, or somewhere around that area. I know Jason came down to Legion one of the times, and like the chemistry between us were like amazing. Just we were doing 2v2s and everything, just me and him. It was just running back and forth, like very good chemistry. So,
Oh, that's cool. Okay.
but
Yeah,
yeah,
nice.
I'm on the Yaga and the SYG team and all of them.
Right.
I try to keep up to date with everything. So
Yeah, that's good.
yeah.
Well, you know who I'm talking with next week is guy that plays on Tacos, the
Mm.
team Tacos out there in the on the West Coast is Baby Goat, and um, he and well, he's one of the big players out there on the West Coast that is helping the NSL set up their tournaments over here.
Mm-hmm.
So the NSL came over from overseas, whatever, from Europe, and they have a lot of experience with the Speedsoft tournaments. So they're running their tournaments, and that's where a lot of these guys, like that I was talking about, people you've talked about, that a lot of their teams, they're going to be playing this tournament here in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
So it's big news in the Speedsoft community.
Uh-huh. I'm looking forward to the Hefe Airsoft one, March 4th for Legion. I'm gonna be there for sure. So I don't have a team yet, but I'll find something.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, dude, that's cool. Yeah, I just talked with Hefe. In fact, his podcast comes out Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Yeah.
I
So,
was,
and we,
I was like, I want to listen to it because he's a very shy guy.
yeah.
Amazing, but shy. He was like, yeah, I got like 2 hours. I was like, how? I can't like. Good for him.
Yeah, he's got a very, very soothing voice when he talks on
Uh,
here. And yeah, he's very quiet. He said that. In fact, he didn't want to be, turn his camera on. I was like, that's fine, whatever. Because when I first started these, I I was mostly focused on the, making a YouTube video because that's kind of what our whole channel, was all about. And so I wasn't really open to, uh, like doing these without someone's camera on. If it was just me and them. Now, if there's a group, if there's a group of us, like somebody had their whole team, like 3 or 4 people on their team on here or something, and one guy's camera didn't work or he turned it off or whatever, no big deal because there's other people to, when someone's watching this, um, it's more engaging if they see 2 people talking instead of just me talking and nothing else. So, but honestly, like most of well, recently, especially in the last couple months, most of our downloads, most of our activity is from the podcast apps. So it's just audio. So it doesn't really matter. But yeah, he was pretty shy, and he said that in the beginning. But
yeah.
he did awesome, man. Like we talked about his website, all the different things he builds, and the custom builds,
Mm.
what he sells on the website, and then of course that next event coming up, here in a couple months or whatever.
Huh. Yeah, I know. Cutter. I think he was on the podcast, if I'm not mistaken, right? I
Yep.
could his voice forever. Like we sat down in the voice chat for Discord. I mean, like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm just laying in bed, just listening to him talk about tech and all of this stuff. With like, because I'm in the Airsoft GI Discord. I don't know if you've heard of them,
Oh yeah.
but the Air Gang, like best community out there. Like always cheerful, helpful, always doing giveaways between each other. Like amazing. But we all just sat at 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm laying just. I fell asleep to his voice because just like it's a nice mellow good guy. I mean, he's gone through a lot. I met him in person, tall. First time I seen him, I looked up. I was like, "What the?"
Really?
Yeah, he's very tall.
Who, Cutter?
Yeah, Cutter Airsoft. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Okay. He's got some cool, some really good builds too, like
I
custom stuff.
got a gun from him too.
Do you have it?
Yeah, me. Oh, I got this right here. It
Oh,
comes
that's awesome.
pressure, but I took it off because I'm a smooth brain, I guess you could say, and I broke the button so it doesn't light up. But it's a nice like King Arms. I was like, my big thing was it's got to have a drum mag, so I don't like reloading. So he painted the radioactive right here.
Yeah.
So I mean, It's nice. I run it all the time. I ran it actually Saturday. I was just laying in the back being an anchor for everyone. It's a really good game.
Nice.
So I do recommend if you talk to people, should be your guy for like M4s and stuff like that.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, him and had never, when I had him on the podcast, I can't remember how I found him. It was, I think he commented on somebody's post or something like that. And,
Uh,
um, and then, I had him on and I was like, bro, you've got a lot of, like, he does some really good custom builds and when he presents it to somebody, it's, a nice case and all this kind of, he does a lot for, what he puts out there.
yeah. He's got this big thing about his reputation, like, because I broke the gears, like just spamming it, the gears broke, and he was like, "I'll fix it for you, like no problem." So I went down to the CIA tournament, the Speed 2B that
Oh
they
yeah.
had. So we met. I met up, gave him the gun. He put 100 of his own, dollars into it, fixed it up perfect. He said, "Here you go." I was like, "Thank you so much." So he definitely like puts into the product for sure.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I like
Oh
it.
yeah. Now, is that the main gun you run right now?
It's my secondary gun. I actually run the BCM MCMR that I won from the giveaway as well. I put a gate titan in it and everything, so it's perfect. 2 weeks ago, I think I was running 6 mags, and all of them broke, like all at the same time. Springs went out, everything. Even my Odin that broke as well, so I need to get a replacement wheel, which sucks. But I don't know if you could see that the wheels right there are kind of fucked up, but all at the
Uh,
same time. So I was like, that sucks.
oh my God, that's crazy, bro.
Yeah,
So all mags broke, your Odin broke,
yeah,
and then, holy shit. Okay.
yeah. I also got into the high kappas too.
Yeah.
Do not sleep on those.
Money
I
pit, bro.
what?
Those are money pits. Like,
Oh my. Yes, they are. No, yeah. I the first pistol I got was the Lancer Tactical 1911 High Kappa. I've beat the shit out of it, and it's works perfectly well. I still need a housing unit for it and stuff. I try to teach myself how to tech and stuff because like I like being engaged, know how to fix everything, you know. So high kappas is where I try to learn the most. I got the monk adapter for it because the owner in Legion was like, "You gotta try it out." First time I tried it, I was like, "I want it." So I got that and the HPA and money hole.
Oh, it is, dude. It is. Yeah,
Yeah.
like I said, Dylan and then Houdini, they do some pretty good high kappa builds. Bunch of people I've talked with actually, are really looks like they're really good at that. And then like you said, Rogue Customs, he does the mask, but he also does some guns. He paint people's guns look
Uh-huh.
friggin' awesome.
I
But
know.
yeah, the high kappas, man, that's our most of everyone I've talked with. If they're running a pistol for Speedsoft, it's usually a high kappa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they say that the 4.3 is better than the 5.1 since it's smaller. It doesn't cock back all the way,
Mm,
so it's faster. But
gotcha.
yeah, the 5.1's more for outdoors, tactical-ish, milsim, I guess you could say.
Now, did you like working on things like working with your hands and stuff before you got into airsoft?
Uh,
Do you have any other hobbies before that kind of made you work on stuff or made you interested in that kind of thing?
hobby-wise, I've raced bikes, BMX for 12 years, so almost my whole life, because I'm 18 now. So I've done that for 12 years, changing gears to try to beat everyone else. And I mean, I'm a rider, so I grab the bike and go. My dad was the tech.
Gotcha.
Yeah, no, 12 years for bikes. I still race to the day. I've been state one for 10 of the 12 years. You know,
Damn. Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
we've done.
I didn't even know they had BMX races anymore. I haven't paid attention to it, but back in the, when BMX bikes first came out,
Mm,
I was really young. I was a young teenager, or just becoming a teen. I think that was in the early '80s or
uh,
mid '80s when my buddies started getting actual BMX bikes, and doing the tricks and all that kind of stuff. Because before that, the bikes weren't like that. They were all like 10 speeds.
yeah,
That's what we called them, 10 speeds, and like kind of like racing, not racing, but just stuff you'd ride around town. But yeah, those BMX bikes when they came out, those were they took off big. And then the first kind of fixture, or what, adapter or whatever you put on there, these they were, I don't know what do you call the ones where they're like big things you put on the front wheel and you can step on them, or the back wheel. They're
the
like,
pet.
yeah, the pegs.
Uh,
Yep. Yeah, the pegs came out, and people were using those to do tricks and stuff. That was, but honestly, I have not seen a BMX bike since 1990. I was in Okinawa, Japan,
mm,
and one of the guys that I was stationed with he had his bike shipped over because he raced,
mm,
and he would practice in the parking lot, up and down the streets and stuff, in front of our barracks. And I was like, holy shit, I haven't seen a BMX bike, back then, until, since I was like a teenager. So
yeah.
anyway, I didn't know, because I thought mountain bikes took over, mountain bike racing and all that kind of stuff. But I've seen the short videos on YouTube or whatever, where they and Instagram, they do the what is it, the half pipe, or the different, where
Mm,
they do all the tricks on the BMX bikes. Like they'll go up and do a flip and then come back down, that kind of thing. So I've seen those, but I didn't know they actually still had races and stuff.
yeah, it's like the actual racing where like you have 8 people in the gate, and the gate drops, and you try to go like around the track. The tracks are clay, so I mean they're like soil tacked and whatever. So it's like you hit the ground, it's like you're hitting concrete. It hurts.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
That's wild, bro. Have you ever gotten injured
Uh,
riding?
yeah, many times. I've broken my collarbone both times, both of them. 3 times. I've broken my tailbone. Couldn't sit. That sucked. Uh,
Ooh,
yeah, I've done a lot.
bro, how did you take a shit?
It, it hurt.
Oh God, I can't even think about it, because growing up, like playing football and stuff like that, you get, you fall, you get hit or whatever, and you fall on your tailbone. Man, that fucking hurts
Oh
when it's
yeah,
bruised. Yeah.
yeah. Nowadays, I still race, but I work for the USA BMX company now, kind of. So like once a month, we go down to like one of the big championship races, and I'll work it like watch 30 foot or whatever they need me to do, and then I'll race as well. So I help race. It gets the job done. My dad does the gate too, so it's always been like a son dad kind of type.
Oh, that is so cool. Now, was your dad interested in that kind of stuff before you started? Right? Did he get you into it?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he raced for years and then he stopped and had kids and life. And I remember very vividly. I was 6 years old. We're driving down like in Orlando, and he was like, "Do you want to try BMX?" I was like, "You know what? Yeah." I don't know why, so normally I said no, but he was like, "You want?" I was like, "Yeah, let's go." So we went down to the local Orlando BMX, watched it for like 2 weeks, and I started riding, and I loved it.
Oh, that is wild, man. What a cool thing. I mean, to do something, active like that with your dad. That is it's always fun, because a lot of dads, if they don't, it's hard for them, I think, a lot of times, to find something that their kids would be interested in, that that they could do together. So that's a really cool thing. Now, how does he feel about you airsofting? Is he interested in doing it, or has he gone with you to play or?
Uh, at first he was like, "Don't do it," But now I got the guns. Got a big collection, and he loves it. He's like, "Let me see this. Let me shoot this." I actually got him one of the 1911 high caliber macaroon blue pistols. He shoots it almost every day. He loves it. He thinks he could beat me, which I think is kind of funny. So I always talk shit to him, like, "You can't beat me," But yeah, it's fun.
Uh, that's funny, dude. Oh man, what a cool thing. Yeah. There's so many people I've talked with that this is airsoft is kind of a family thing for them. So like, boyfriend, girlfriends go together and play, husband, wives or whatever, and fathers and sons and yeah, and even fathers and daughters.
Mhm.
It's pretty cool. And then I talked with and moms and sons. So this one podcast I did not long ago, a few weeks ago, with uh, Click. What's her thing? It's Click Click Boom Photography is the name
I,
of the thing.
I watched it for like 10 minutes.
Oh, okay, yeah. So you saw. So she got into it because her son plays or whatever. So it's really cool, man. That there's these. It's a thing where a lot of families get involved together.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, my dad's my number one supporter for sure. He's always been by my side. So I have a really close connection with him. I work with him too. So he sees me all the time. I want to move out sometime within a year or two, but he wants no part of it. He doesn't want me to leave. 'Cause, yeah.
Do you have any other? Are you an only child, or do you have other siblings? Or
I'm a twin. I have a sister. She moved out already, but yeah, I'm a twin.
okay.
Yeah, she's 1 minute older and tells me every day. So I get.
Oh shit, that's funny. Well, listen, man, I feel your pain. I grew up with not a twin, but I grew up with two sisters. So one's older, one's younger. So
Uh-huh.
the older one, of course, when I was growing up, knew everything, and I didn't know shit. Now she did because when I'm like 5 and she's 5 years older, so when she's 10, of course she knows way more. She's always. But we got along good. It was fine. But yeah, I know what you mean.
Oh yeah, I've always been in a household full of women, so I
Oh
feel
yeah.
yeah, just me, grandma, sister, mom, everyone. So
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Good deal, man. Now, what's that flag behind you, and then what's on your shelf up there? Like a truck or something?
the flag since I'm still yeah
Oh, I couldn't see what it said while you're sitting there. Tits out for the boys. That's
yeah
awesome.
it's worked very well. I can admit, and then that shop is my dad's RC cars and stuff. So
Nice.
RC cars and everything. I have guns hanging up right here on this wall behind the TV. I'm actually getting like a big plasma screen TV today. So I'm gonna have to remove all the TVs. So
Oh shit.
looking
Okay.
forward to that.
Hell yeah.
I know. I was gonna buy some more mags, like I said earlier, since they all shit itself. I was gonna buy
Yeah.
more mags and a wheel replacement, but my glasses broke 2 days ago, so I have to get new glasses today. So as of right now, they're currently taped.
Yes, dude. Bring
Yeah,
back the tape glasses, okay?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Make that a new fad again, because that used to be a thing.
Uh huh. I've tried contacts before. I can't do it. I've had my mom put it in for me because I was like, can't do it. Like taking
Bro.
them out's easy, but like you pinch your eyes sometimes and putting them in suck.
Uh,
I'm good.
I
Glasses.
tried. Yeah, I got glasses when I was like 12 years old. My prescription is very, very low, um, but it does help. I think my prescription is like negative 1.25 or something like that. It's just over one. But
Mm.
so I got them when I was 12. I wore them for a while, and I was hard to get used to. But then I tried contacts later on. I was like, "Fuck this, bro! No way!" I mean, it was no. I don't know. I can't wear them. I can't wear them. When I put them in, I can get them in, and it takes a while for me to like get them. Get used to putting them in. And once I put them in, I don't want to take them out. So the last time, this is probably 10 years ago, I tried them. Every few years I would try them out. I'm like, all right, let me try them again. So I would put them in, and I'm like, yes, okay, finally. Well, I have to get the I think they're called toric lenses because my eyes are so misshaped. Like I have a stigmatism.
Yeah.
So toric lenses have a weight on the bottom so that they sit perfectly, because they have to be cut whatever, certain way.
Mm.
Well, when I would blink, they shift. And so every time I blink, it's just a tiny bit blurry for a microsecond or whatever. Well, how many times do you blink? Like a lot.
Hmm.
So it's like constantly blurry. So I could get used to it. And then I found that if I slept in them, after I slept in them, the next day when I woke up, they were kind of suctioned to my eyes, and they didn't move when I blinked. Okay, so I'm like, fuck yeah, this is awesome. Okay, because when you put them in, the big difference between glasses and contacts is peripheral vision.
Hmm.
Uh, and so anyone that's worn glasses for a while and then goes to contacts, you're like, holy shit, this is wild. I can see good out here too. Um, so and of course you don't have to mess with your glasses. Like it's carefree, um, as long as it's not hurting your eyes or whatever. But anyway, yeah. So I would leave them in, and then I'm like, fuck, well, how long can I leave them in? I wonder. I'll just put drops in my eyes. It'll be fine. So I'd leave them in for like 3, 4 days at a time without taking them out. Well, then I found out the hard way that there's some, like, your eye, it fucks up your eyes underneath it because it's not getting oxygen and fluid and all that stuff. And so my eyes would start getting really messed up. So I took them out. I had to peel them off. They were really hard to take out, bro. I
Uh,
really thought one was stuck. Like I was, this is gonna be. I was seriously pulling one time, and it was pulling like the skin almost, like the layer. You could see it, my eye pulling with it.
uh,
My wife was freaking out. She's like, "I think you have to go to the hospital." I'm like, "Fuck it, I'm not. I'm gonna rip these things out." She said, "You're gonna go blind." Anyway, that was the last time I ever tried them. I'm like, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it again. I'm gonna mess them up.
and putting them in was the hard part for me. I couldn't do it. So it was mainly so I could see when I'm racing bikes. Is
Mm,
what I was like the contacts, you know.
right.
And after like a year maybe, I was like, I'm good. But we tried that because I would normally wear my glasses like with the helmet. But I fell one time and broke the glasses, and I was like never wearing glasses again when I race. And I was like, I'm done with that. So I race blind basically. I don't wear glasses, don't wear contacts, just right in. But I've been doing
Oh,
it for so long, I know the track so well, and you know,
I gotcha.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask you if so speaking of that, do you wear your glasses when you play airsoft?
I do.
Okay.
I did a lot of research in like what masks and stuff I could wear with glasses. And when I first started out with the Airsoft Milson, I got the glasses that are what bulletproof, whatever, to go over my glasses, like just little like tinted. And then I got into the indoor stuff. And I was like dye masks. They
Mm,
go over my face perfectly. I was like loved them. So I
yeah.
recommend like anyone that wears glasses, dye masks,
Yeah,
good.
for sure, bro. That is it's got to be one of the best inventions for, that style of protection because uh they fit, people that have glasses. There's been a ton of people that I've had on here that wear glasses and have always had a problem with their airsoft gear, especially milsimmers, because milsimmers don't want to wear a dye mask
Yeah,
because they want to look cool, they want to look military, they want to wear the helmet, they want to wear and it's not required. Like most of these milsims that these guys have gone to, there's some of them that it is. Milsim West or whatever has strict rules and stuff as far as uniform requirements, but the ones that these guys have gone to, they're events by Third Coast Airsoft. They're
hmm,
pretty laxed on the gear that you have to wear. So it's mostly just about the camo requirements, so that you know what team somebody's on. So green camo or tan, that kind of thing. So there's no requirement to wear a helmet or anything like that. But so these guys could wear a dye mask, but most people do not want to when they're playing milsim because of how it looks. They don't,
Uh,
they don't fit in with the military look. So, but for me, well, I played paintball years ago, and we had before the actual name brand dye mask came out, we had similar setups. The original paintball masks that we had, they were kind of a foam rubber full face covering, and then the built-in goggles, just it looked just like a dye mask, but
yeah.
not as, a lot more flimsy. But and they had ones that wrapped around and covered your ears as well, which was great because fucking paintball hurts, bro.
Oh,
Airsoft hurts as well, but paintballs hurt, man. They're heavy.
no, I agree with that.
Yeah, for sure. That well, that's good. Yeah, the dye mask thing is definitely the way to go when you have glasses.
Yeah, no, I
Um,
the YouTube of people getting the two shot out, and I'm always thinking if you don't wear the proper protection, that's on you at that point. Because I mean, you're old enough to be like, I should probably put this on, and if you don't, you get your two shot out, you get whatever hurt, whatever. That's on you.
yeah.
The first time I went to the Raptor Airsoft, very first day, uh, we had this guy had a drum mag gas, right? First time using it, plugged it in. As soon as he shot it, it blew up. Like you just heard a boom, and everyone like looks at him. He's on the ground, like, oh, it was bad. And then later that day, there was this girl. She's like Army Reserves, whatever. Got her two shot out too. Didn't wear protection. I was like, that's on you. I mean, that sucks, but dental visits making money on that.
It really is on them because there's no there's no rule saying you can't wear full face protection.
Mm-hmm.
So why I never understood why somebody wouldn't want full face protection with this stuff. When we played paintball, none of our guys ever would ever go out there with just goggles on.
Mm-hmm.
Like that fucking hurts, bro. Like you can take a shot to the chest, to the arms, even to your hands and knuckles, which hurt like hell. But and your lower back hurts like hell.
Mm-hmm.
But man, I can't imagine, as close as we were shooting each other too with paintballs, blasting somebody, getting blasted in the fucking cheek or in my tooth. I remember, I had my mask on, I had my full mask thing on. I had this raised part in the front that kind of went down from the nose, and it had vent holes on the sides.
Right.
So I got shot from the side. The paintball broke right here on my cheek. It bounced off. The shell of it went in and gave me a fat lip. Hit me in the tooth. Gave me a fat lip and hit my front tooth really fucking hard. But it was already broken.
Yeah.
And people think those the shell of the paintballs are like real like soft and jelly kind of like, bro, they fucking hurt.
Yeah.
So that thing broke on my cheek. It didn't hurt my cheek because I had to hit the mask, but it bounced off. I mean, I can't imagine being shot in the mouth with a paintball gun. So no one ever even questioned it. Like there was no issue about or discussion about should I wear full face protect. We all did because that shit hurts. And these guys, I see these videos all the time where people are out there for airsoft, popping out BBs out of their upper
Oh,
lip, showing their tooth that's like broken off, and I'm like, what the fuck, bro?
yeah.
Like, I don't know. Okay, I would not want that at all.
I agree for sure. That's on that point. But the worst like places I felt getting shot, like the fingers. Obviously, I used to wear gloves, but I wear like the dye elbow pad, so it doesn't protect the fingers. Fingers suck. Nut shots, they suck. I've been first time I got shot. Never got shot before. I'm talking to Buddy, and I don't know why we're on the topic, but we're like, yeah, nut shots. They suck. I was like, I've never been shot. Next game I go out, two taps to the nuts. I was on the ground. I was like, ooh.
Bro, listen. I think we need to rethink your nickname, okay? Because you got magazines breaking at the same time. You got guns breaking. Your glasses. you got nut shotted
Uh,
when you talked about it. I think we
yep.
need to, maybe unlucky seven. I don't know.
Yeah.
Uh,
It's nothing happens until you say it, and then it happens.
oh, that's Murphy's law, bro. I don't know, understand that. It's like we speak it into existence or something.
Absolutely, absolutely.
That's funny. Hell yeah.
Oof, that hurts.
So now you got, so you're working at the BMX thing. That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
Where, if I was curious, which I am, um, where do I just search BMX races and I would find pretty much what,
Uh,
videos or
Me asking, what state do you like live in?
I'm in South Carolina.
South Carolina. So I mean, yeah, you could just look up like USA BMX or whatever, or like local BMX tracks, and they should pop up. So there's like USA BMX has different sections, I guess you could say. Florida has like 5 sections. I'm in like the second one,
Mm.
so it's like different categories, different ages, different classes like novice, intermediate, expert, pro, girls, cruisers. Like there's different like combinations of like what you want to do. So if you want to start off and you got like a regular 20-inch bicycle, you'd be running whatever your age group is, and like you'd be novice is to start off.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Do you have to like what if somebody's brand new into BMX and but they've been riding like they've never actually been into a real race, right? But they've ridden for years. So they're really experienced on their own, but they've never done it officially. Could they enter a a BMX, could they sign up and enter a BMX race like an official one or do they have to go through like a test?
No, no, you could just show up and be like, hey, because you have to buy a membership first. It's like $50, whatever. And then as soon as you got that, you could go anywhere. You could go championship, you could go state, big races, local races. You just show up and go. So that's why, like, if people that are big and serious into the racing stuff, and you have like points. You have to like do 8 big races and like a different amount of locals to be able to be like, I'm going to the championship, right? So if people don't have that certain amount of races and they still show up, that you call that like a point blocker. Like they're not qualified to race, but they're racing and they're getting the points, and they that someone else could have taken. If that makes sense.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it gets serious, kind of. If you're all into the points and gotta be number one, and.
Well, how does somebody if yeah, so if you don't if these groups if people that are really serious about, getting that next race or getting those, next points on from this race, how do they how do they make it to where they don't have a point blocker show up and, take these spots? Do they does everyone kind of like is there a y'all just talk and be like, hey, whenever the next race, or everyone just knows, like whenever the next race is posted, you automatic like you got to be the first one to sign up, kind of thing, so you don't have point blockers in there.
Oh no, you're always gonna have blockers. It's always open to whoever like is in that class range.
Mm.
But like if experts have like a different point range where like it's like a 2% more, whatever, like so they get more points than what a novice would be. So I mean, you like need to go to 8 locals, so you got to keep doing the locals, go to the big events, and it's just
Oh,
race. You got to do the best. So the like
oh, okay.
get first, you get more points. It's like 18 points or whatever, and you keep going up. But they're always going to be like points blockers. Like if you wanted to show up to like a championship, first day ever racing, you could. It's everyone's not going to like you, but it happens. You know?
Okay, I gotcha.
Yeah.
Huh. That's wild. Hell
Yeah.
yeah. So you've been doing that a long time. That's pretty interesting. Now, do you like do you do the trick stuff too, or you just do the racing?
For BMX, I just do the racing, but my dad, like, cause I used to ride with my dad. Like, I was maybe 9, 10, and it's like right before like a local race, just the regular Thursday night. And right before the race, me and my dad were practicing, and he jumps the jump, and he lands wrong and blows the like his left heel like completely off. Like he had to go to the hospital. Like he's done riding BMX, you know. And I still had to stay and race, and it's yeah,
Damn.
yeah. Blew his heel right off into the hospital, and now he's big into dirt bikes, three wheelers, four wheelers. Since he doesn't have to pedal, it's just hit the gas and go, you know.
Gas and go. Hell yeah. So blew his heel off. So when he landed it, the back of his the pedal or something hit his came down on his heel.
Kind of. He jumped, and when he landed wrong, and he tried to save himself, so he put his heel down to try to brace for impact, and just it slammed, and just his heel was broken.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Yeah. Nasty.
the clay is not fun.
Oh,
I
I'm sure.
well, plenty of times, like I said, three each side broken, and tailbone, and concussions, lots of concussions. I've had people land on me. It's whatever. It's like any other sport. You go into so anything's gonna happen. You just got to be prepared.
Man, your mom must be like nervous as hell every time you go race.
Uh, she used to. I used to race almost 5 days a week. I was like really into it. I was like, I'm gonna go to the Olympics one day. I was trained by Olympic athlete. Like I'm every day on BMX. Here I go. And I hit high school, and my mom's like, I'm done. I was like, I'm done too, because life and school and homework and girls and, just all of that built in. So
Oh
I
yeah.
once a month now. So my mom,
Okay.
me, and my dad. So he runs the gate. I help race.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's yeah, moms don't want their boys playing any kind of sport that they can get hurt at. And then when they do get hurt, they're like, "See, I told you I didn't want you doing that."
That's what she said to my dad when he crashed. She was like, I told you so. You're too old for this.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Now what does he ride? What kind of dirt bike does he ride right now? Does he have a dirt bike that he or that he rides around?
I'm the dirt bike rider. I like because since I grew up on the BMX of the two
Right.
wheel, I'm dirt bike all the way. My dad grew up on three wheelers, so we have a one car garage, and he's got like 10 like three wheelers, like 69 to like the Kawasaki and Honda Z 350, 250. So he's the three wheeler guy.
Nice. And what kind of dirt bike do you have?
I have a Kawasaki 250.
Nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I used to have a Suzuki 125, but I outgrew it. So
Yeah. You
yeah.
got big knobby tires on it. Do you take it out regularly?
Before COVID, we used to go every weekend, but now after COVID and everything else, and since I got into airsoft, I'll either do airsoft on Saturdays and go fishing with my dad on Sunday, or I'll go to the racetrack for the weekend with my dad.
Oh,
So
that's cool, man. Hell yeah. Man, you got a lot going on then. You're active as hell.
yeah, I have a lot of hobbies. I do the dirt bikes and BMX. I do the airsoft. I do bowling Mondays. I do everything.
Bro, so BMX racing,
Yeah,
uh, dirt bikes, fishing,
yeah.
bowling.
Bowling, airsoft. Yeah.
What else do you do?
Uh,
RC cars. Your dad's into RC cars, building them probably, and then racing them.
yeah. Just race them. He's got like a nice black one because my dad's got an S10 black Silverado, nice lowered truck. So it's like a little replica right there that he loves.
Nice.
Yeah, got a lot of.
So you don't just you're not the typical airsofter that just sits at home and plays video games until you go out to play airsoft.
No, I am always busy, always busy. I work 5 days a week, 16-hour days, and then the weekend is I do anything else. So always busy.
Damn, bro. I
And
love it.
yeah, you got to get the money because if I get hurt or someone else, who's going to pay the bills? No one else. So
Right.
yeah.
Well, man, you're learning some good skills, good work ethic.
hmm And my dad
That
taught me
is. Yeah, your dad taught you well for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, kudos to your parents, man. I'll tell you what, kids growing up, you know, having parents that are involved with their kids to teach them how to be, there's a lot to learn in life, like, okay, be responsible. So what does that, involve? Take care of yourself, being self-sufficient, and that means, your mental health and your emotional health and all this other shit, like some people are so focused on, uh, I guess, what other people think of them,
Hmm.
like all that kind of stuff that it messes with their head so much that it kind of stops them from doing things.
Yeah.
Whereas if you just go do stuff, just ignore it for long enough for you to just go be busy, like as busy as you are, you probably don't have time to
Mhm.
worry about what, people are saying or thinking about you. Like you're not worried if somebody, like you met a girl and you start talking and then she stopped talking to you, like what I hear all these, these young adults talk about with, they left me on red or something. I was like, I don't even know what that means, but okay. And, like they're so worried about all this kind of social media shit. And I'm like, bro, like take action, go do stuff. If the busier you are, the better you're going to be, the more you'll learn because you're doing things, you're taking action with stuff. You don't have time to sit around and worry about all this, minor stuff.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I want to get into like since I'm 18 now, I want to get into like, stock market and Bitcoin and like all the online little stuff. But no, you're right. I'm always busy, so I don't like if anyone met me, like all my friends and everything, they know like I don't do drama. I don't want to be involved in it. Like keep my name out. Don't want anything part of it. I got other stuff to do. That's why airsoft. I like talking to everyone and try to like anyone I talk to. I want to make an impact. Leave something that they didn't know before. Anything positive is like I'm all about. So I don't got time for drama and not my thing.
Yeah, I hear you. Well, the airsoft community is definitely a good place to be then, for most of it, because most people it's not really drama. Obviously there's always going to be some of that with, especially with, the like the fighting, I guess, with the indoor, you didn't call your hit kind of thing.
Oh,
Um, which we didn't have that in paintball. Okay, like people called their hits because everyone sees it, but um, yeah, there is some of that.
yeah. No, airsoft's definitely a game of truth and not lying.
Right.
Like call your hits. I don't like the people though that are like, "You're gonna call your hits." Like that's just, in my opinion, is worse as cheating because that's why if you see in the Discord, when I said the your and you're like, someone finally used your correctly. I laughed at that, by the way. That was the funniest thing. But no, the guy was yelling at me, "Call your hit." So I was like, I didn't get hit once. So like, if you see a BB goes to someone's direction, it could not hit them. Like it could drop off before. You never know.
Yeah.
But you shouldn't yell, "Call your hits," because no one likes that. Don't be that guy.
Right. Yeah, that's got to be annoying as shit, man. We didn't have that issue in paintball, so I'm not really familiar with it. I've never experienced it. I've only just heard about it from other people and seen videos and stuff. And I'm like, dang, it's such an issue, with, sometimes I think when it's, as far as how many people play and how many games are played and how many BBs are slung every weekend or every week throughout the world, it's a very, very small percentage of people that don't call their hit consistently, or it's that one guy on the field, or it's whatever. But it's a very small percentage, but it causes the biggest drama and uproar, because people get so pissed,
Yeah.
which I understand, because I mean I get competitive whenever I do stuff, play a game. I'm not as competitive as now as I used to be when I was younger. Um, there's now actually yeah, I am, because when I'm playing video games, bro, fuck you if you're dragging our team down. Okay.
Yeah. I agree. good old Call of Duty Black Ops 2 is what I lived on, and all the toxicity and stuff. So if you didn't live through that and you don't have the tough skin, don't play, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm really confused about nowadays, where people are so weak emotionally that they can't take someone making fun of them. And I'm going, bro, but you said you're a gamer? Like, are
Hmm.
you kidding me? If you play, on PlayStation or on Xbox Live, you get online and put a headset on. I mean, Christ, I remember, 15 years ago, we get on Halo, 3 or whatever. You get on Halo 3 and put a headset on and you get in as soon as the lobby opens up and you join. It's just constant, like
Oh yeah.
N-word, fuck you, this and that, like you're gay, you're a faggot, like just nonstop. It's nonstop.
Yeah, that
And
now as soon as you put the headset on, fuck you, oh, I'm all for that though. Call of Duty, uh,
yeah.
I'm talking the most shit of that.
I remember when we first started playing, my boys were playing. I've been playing games for years, but when that kind of convenience, like a console where you could get online and put a headset on, that kind of thing. Because but before that, PC gaming, before Xbox came out, and Xbox Live or whatever, it was way more difficult to talk online. Talk on a headset. It was in fact, I'm trying to remember what we used to use, but most of the time it was you texted, you chatted,
Hmm.
uh, and you had a separate thing open. We would text. Back in the day, we used to use AOL Instant Messenger. It was AIM. It was called, and it was kind of like Facebook Messenger is now, where it was like a separate thing that popped up, and that's what we used to type messages to each other when we would play online together. But when Xbox and PlayStation, when they, Xbox Live, like, bro, there are so many people getting on there and just from everywhere. It was just nonstop. I remember when these guys going on, I was like, it was one of the lobbies. It was just people are just going at it, just talking mad shit. I was like, damn, this sounds like boot camp for real. Like, it sounds like the drill instructor's just trying to make fun of you to like get you to crack. You know what I mean?
And that's what my big thing is if you hang out with me, like my close friends, I'll talk that most shit, but they know that I'm either playing or, it's like you have to have tough skin, you
Yeah.
just can't let someone talking shit and they'll be like, oh my god, it's the end of the world. Like people have stuff to say, just give them positivity and just leave it at that.
Yeah. Just be done. It's more fun when you just talk shit back. Like
Oh,
if somebody makes fun of you and you just come back with something, like it's just way more fun when those people that are just like pretty sensitive
mm,
and it messes them up. Man, that's not fun. It's not even fun for the person that's making fun of them,
yeah.
because the person making fun of them, when we're talking shit, we want to, hey, who's going to talk shit back, because that's the most fun.
And I feel like airsoft when someone's talking shit, I'll give them positivity and try not to make a mountain out of a molehill. But when it comes to gaming, I'm all in that. I'm going for your neck. I'm I'm the one talking the most shit.
That's funny.
Oh yeah.
What do you play Call of Duty right now? Which if you had to choose a game right now, what's your favorite one?
My favorite game right now, I grew up on Call of Duty. I've done all the Call of Duties. Black Ops 2, Ghost, Infinite Warfare, like all the Call of Duties. Big Red Run,
Yeah.
old one. I grew up on Call of Duty. So the new COD MW2, toxic as ever. So I'm all in that. I like first person shooters though. So have you heard of Rainbow Six Siege? Since I see
Yes.
on the Division, on
Yep.
just I play that. I love that. That's a toxic community as well. Those are the two that I play the most though.
Yeah, buddy. Bring on the toxicity, okay? Well, I grew up, not grew up, but I played when Rainbow Six came out. Rainbow Six Vegas, and then Vegas 2. This is years and years ago. Uh, Bro, I think it was one of the first games that made, well, especially like a console game, that made it like the realistic mode kind of thing.
Hmm.
became popular. They had in Halo 3, they had the I can't remember what game mode it was, but it was where maybe it was just called headshots. I don't know, but a headshot would kill you instantly,
Hmm.
and they had and that was one of the first things that was like one shot, one kill in a video game, for shooters.
Yeah, yeah.
And then Vegas came out, and they had this thing, the realistic mode you could set it on, and then they had this game type called Terrorist Hunt,
Hmm.
and it was fucking insanely hard, bro. I mean, insane. It was realistic. Like you peek out and you're dead. Like you literally in the game you don't even hear the shot,
Uh-huh.
and that's how it would be in real life. So it was like, what the fuck? Like when we first started playing this game mode, we really thought the game was glitching. Like because you didn't know where you got killed from. There was no kill cam, like there is now, where it kind of zooms out in your body or you see who killed you, kind of thing. It
Hmm.
was what the fuck happened? And then and it was a two-man team. So terrorist hunt on realistic mode, you had you and your buddy is co-op, and then it's you against the NPCs, or whatever, and it's just super fucking hard. But
Hmm.
yeah. Anyway, so I was definitely used to Rainbow Six when it first came out. It was one of the best games. There was a lot of good games that kind of broke the mold. There was Splinter Cell, uh, which turned out, sneak and peek, shooting out lights, so you could stay in the shadows and stay in the dark with a silenced pistol. Like, who doesn't want to do that?
Hmm.
Um, the first game that had NVGs like that, and then Rainbow Six, a handful of them that kind of broke the norm of the first person shooter, because that's, with Halo, when Halo came out, man, it just blew everything away. It
Yeah.
was, the biggest thing on the planet for first person shooters.
Yeah, I always grew up on first person shooters and Call of Duty. I love it, you know. My biggest game mode I love is Search and Destroy. I feel like that's got the most realism in it. Since if you die, you have to wait, you know, you're dead, you know.
Yeah.
But that's what I grew up on, just the nice realism. So,
Now, have you played any story games?
what do you mean story games?
Well, like games that, or maybe not just story games, but the campaign
Yeah,
mode on certain games.
yeah.
Is there a certain game that you really are into the story of?
Uh, Story wise, Call of Duty, I've always completed the campaigns. It shows like a background of all the characters for a multiplayer. Also a good storyline for a game is Red Dead Redemption 2. If you heard that.
Bro, that's a good game. That
Uh,
first and second one. Did you play the first one?
no, just like
Oh, okay.
yeah.
I can't remember when you start the second one. Does it give a recap of the how the first one ended? Do you
Not
remember?
not really.
Okay.
It's got
Did
like
you?
of it, so you know what's happening, but it's not like a full, you know.
Okay. Because yeah, the first one, when the first one ended, and the second one picks up pretty much where it left off.
Hmm.
And yeah, but yeah, what a good game too.
Yeah, I like the old Western horses and so much better than modern, you know, cars, planes, you know.
Right. Yeah, they that's definitely one that broke the mold for Western games, because there wasn't really any good Western games until Red Dead came out. And I remember I was working at GameStop when they were talking about coming out with a Western
Hmm.
style of game. And because GTA, I ran a GameStop for 3 years. The first 3 years we were here in South Carolina, and it was GTA 4. Grand Theft Auto 4 came out while I was working there. We did a big midnight release for it,
Hmm.
and of course that one totally blew everything out of the water. Because of the story, and the voice acting was awesome, and it was the first Grand Theft Auto of that changed from the top down kind of view thing the original Grand Theft Autos to this style, and so really big, big news. And then when they start talking about doing a cowboy western storyline, we were like, what? Like,
Mhm.
why? Like, you had, Grand Theft Auto was so good, and then when it came out, we were like, holy shit, this is awesome. It
Uh,
was so cool. Yeah, definitely a good game.
yeah, I love it. Those are definitely the games that I love, though. Um, I know I just like the realism because, like I said, it's an RTC and everything. So, always been into the military. I have had a bunch of my friends go to the military. I'm kind of the only one that didn't. I thought
Yeah,
about it, but I was like, it's not for me. I have to stay here, watch my family,
yeah.
back then, I guess. But yeah, I've had friends in every branch. I have Marines, Navy, Army. So
Okay.
yeah,
Hell yeah. Yeah, honestly, I going in, like, if I was your age now, I don't think I would actually enlist because of the leadership right now. I don't think I would enlist.
and it's
No.
definitely,
Yeah. Uh-uh. But
especially now with the economy and inflation and everything, just no good.
yeah, my daughter was in the Air Force. She got out 2 years ago.
Mhm.
She spent 4 years in the Air Force, and and then she got out, like I said, 2 years ago. So it was before the shit show that's going on now. So she got out just in time. But yeah, I definitely wouldn't go in or encourage any of my kids to go in right now. So,
Yeah.
oh yeah,
And my dad's this big Marine guy. He's got like a Marine hat. Looks very intimidating. If you know him, he's a big teddy bear. Everyone loves him. He's a big people person. But that's why when I first thought of like, Marines, I want to be like my dad. He's like, don't do it. I want you to stay here. Don't go. And I was like, yeah, you're right. Oh, I
good,
won't.
good for him. So he was in the Corps
Yeah.
years ago. Okay,
Yeah.
well,
Cutter was kind of scared of him. So because my dad met Cutter at the Legion when Cutter gave me the gun. Next day, Cutter messaged me on Discord. Your dad was scary, bro. I was scared.
oh,
Because
that's funny.
big, tall guy. My dad's, 6 foot, but like 190. So I mean, Cutter's got the height on him, but
Yeah.
good.
What I wonder, do you know when your dad was in?
90 to 95, I think. I'm not too sure.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so I was gonna say we're if you're 18, my youngest is 21, so him and I probably crossed years or whatever because I was in from 89 to 93.
Hmm.
Yeah, so probably some of the same years he was in. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Hmm.
Hell yeah. I need to I'd love to have him on here as a guest one time too to if he goes out and plays airsoft with you.
That's what I'm waiting on. I talk so much shit because he thinks he could win. It's the fun. Every day at work because I work with him because I recycle pallets, so I'm in a semi truck with him all the time. He's like, "Your ass, I got you easy." I was like, "Ain't no way. I could put money on it." You know, it's a good bond that me and my dad have. So I love it.
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
Good deal, bro. Well, listen, man, it's been awesome talking with you. I appreciate hanging out today, and uh, you know, it's been good.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me. I enjoyed. I was a little nervous. I'm not much of a online because I want to get into the YouTube, so I'm trying to break away.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, it's. I mean, most people are nervous when they get on here.
Hmm.
It's just like anything else, When you talk with somebody in real life, it's until you get talking with somebody for a couple minutes, most of us are nervous meeting somebody new and talking and stuff. That's a natural thing, It's no
Yeah.
big deal.
Yeah. Until the end.
Um,
The end, I was good, but I
yeah, hell yeah,
thank
dude.
you so much.
Yeah, dude. Where can everybody find you on Instagram?
Instagram Lucky7.airsoft is my airsoft page, but Discord is just I'm on a lot of the Discord airsoft stuff. So if you want to ever hit me up about anything, I'm always open to talk.
Awesome, man. Well, thank you so much, bro. You have a good day.
You as well. Have a good one.